What's good, YouTube? Antayami here with a video, and I'm going to showcase how you guys can hit Emerald today. My main strategy and I did it only for like literally less than 24 hours, and I immediately saw good results, and you guys can get good results as well. So my biggest way of me hitting Emerald was actually smuggling. I use smuggling to be safe, make sure I got my max amount of rings, because max rings is very important, making sure that I smuggled very powerful items towards the end of the race, because sometimes at the beginning of a race it can be very chaotic, and then at the very last part of the race it can get very chaotic because people are throwing their last ditch items at you. So in this video, I'm going to showcase what you guys can use as your gears. I'm not going to talk about vehicles and characters because I feel like that's up to you how you want to do that. But I can show you 3 gear slots or gear sets that I use to make sure that my optimization here was good. So let me go ahead and move my camera over here so you guys can see my gears. So I'm going to go ahead and just state the obvious. This is by far the best set in the game. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this right now, because this set is so versatile, because all it really does is it dodges items. That's all it does. That's all it does. It dodges items. So what that means is if you're trying to smuggle items up to the front and you get things like dark chows and slime and weights and boom booms, this right here protects the items that you're smuggling to get into first place. Not only that, people in front of you are getting hit with like boxing gloves and bombs and just random things. So they're slowing down while you're getting rings and you're speeding up. This is probably the best way. And if you guys don't want to use the meta, I totally understand. But this is right here the best way to protect yourself to get to the front with your powerful items. And this is what I use on the last day. I got like first, second, third, fourth, second, and it got me Emerald. The another thing is that you can use this. This is another set I'm using too. If you're not a big level 4 charge, I'm addicted to technical drift. I'm so used to it. Technical drift is part of my playstyle. You can actually change your level 4 charge for perfect charge bounty. And what this does is every time you do a perfect drift, you get to actually add rings to your account. So you don't have to like go for weird lines to go for rings. You can actually stay in the back, get powerful items, kind of like bagging, and you can grow rings. And then you can use your push to maximize your placement value. So this is another thing you can use if you don't want to use level 4, but something close to it. And this is another like set that I've seen a lot of people use, which is ring gain boost, ring gain mini boost. I like to use the dash panels because there's a lot of levels that has multiple dash panels. Extreme or extended slipstream and slipstream bounty. Now, what this does is if you can stay really close to people in this particular zone, you're getting rings, and you getting rings gives you a boost, right? So it allows you to catch up to people really fast. And on things like the last second, like, you know, lap 3, when you're neck and neck with people, you pretty much push through. And things like the Omochao will give you like way faster speed and things of that nature. So this is another set you can typically use. But these are my top 3 sets I use online, and it gave me a lot of success in what you want to do. Right now, there's other things you can definitely do, but I wouldn't use things like this because this is when you get hit a lot. And since you're smuggling, we're not going to use this set. So without further ado, I will showcase this because this is the best way to smuggle your items. I'm going to showcase what that looks like online versus bot first. So let's go to race park, and we're going to go ahead and choose my handling on handling because that's the way I like to play. Some people like power with speed or just speed with speed. Whatever floats your boat, it will work. Trust me. So we're just going to do a quick play match, and let's just pick a random track. Let's just do Mystic Jungle. and I will take this online so you guys can see how effective it can be. Now, it's not like a 100% thing because it is a racing game. Anything can happen, right? But it worked out for me consistently enough to where I actually got Emerald. So, and it also, you have to gauge your opponents too, because if it's too many Emerald players, they're going to be front running and they're going to gap you. So you have to kind of make adjustments on how far you want to bag or whatever. Even before I even do this, let me show you how I typically start in my races. We'll go back to Mystic Jungle. Now, what I typically do when I want to start in the back, if you're in the last 4 positions, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, you get 30 rings. That's already a big chunk of your rings there. So you don't have to go out and get rings crazily, right? You just need 70 to get 100 because 100 gives you a lot of speed. And speed is going to allow you to catch up and bypass everybody. And then you can use your powerful items as like defense or as a catch-up tool. So here, what I like to start off is like I hold the A button and ensure that I am letting people pass me. And these are bots, so they're not trying to do whatever. But you want to be kind of like this, right? And I'm not going to go too crazy with the snaking. Typically, I like to go ahead and get my first item here. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these rings right here. And we're going to maintain our 12th spot, but not trying to stay too far behind. We're going to also try to collect rings. Oh, that was kind of awkward. They put a little magnet there. So I'm going to go this way. I'm going to grab more rings here. And right now, our setup is really nice here. I'm going to also use my break here, grab those rings. And we're going to try to get to 100 rings as quickly as possible. I'm going to use this as a shortcut here. We already have 99 rings. I bumped the wall there, so I lost a little bit of rings here. And then now we can see what we can grab for our backup item here. And drill is amazing. So now we just use our skill to kind of catch up to the rest of the pack. Make sure we're maintaining 100 rings and playing really smart with what people have in their item slots and go from there, right? Because if somebody has like a punching glove and you go right past them, there's a good chance that they may just use it on you. But these are bots, so I don't have to really worry about that. And since I have level 4 charge and I'm not like racing like super like crazy right now, we are now in the lead and we have crazy items. So now I can use these as defensive items. And of course we have level 4 charge. So now we are just chilling. And I could have used my wisp there, but I also just messed up the drift there. So it's like fine. But as you guys can tell, we are missing jungle. So I know that there's 100 rings here. And we still got really good defensive items here. Ignore my driving. This is my first time playing CrossWorld in like 3 days, so I'm a little rusty. So we're gonna go ahead and just run into the snake because we're good at the game. And we have drill heal just in case anything goes bad. We ain't gonna use it. We didn't need to. But that's an example of what you're trying to do and execute in every single one of your races. You want to make sure that you get 100 rings, you get really good items, and then you make sure you don't like bag too hard to where you have to use your items to catch up, but you're actually just taking better lines than your opponent. Again, when it comes to people like, say, for example, if you're in a gold rank or silver rank, this will be a very effective tool because a lot of players in those ranks don't really know how to take the best lines. But everybody know how to use items, right? At any level. And typically the lower level players are more aggressive. So a lot of times they will just use their items immediately, not as a defensive tool, but as more of an offensive tool. As you get over into like the emerald ranks, or you're getting close to that, like you're in platinum and you're going against a lot of emeralds, you're going to see that a lot of emerald players are playing way more passive and are taking better lines, and they're using the items more defensively and or taking it as shortcuts, and then they break away from the pack. So let's go ahead and hop online and I can showcase how this works online, and hopefully we can do a good race here. As you guys can already tell, I'm already at emerald. I am not trying to touch this event because this event caused me to go gray. I'm not worrying about that. Let's go ahead and hop into a online match and see if we can squeeze in a dub. All right, we have a room here, and we have Water Palace, Metal Harbor, and Bikini Bottom. I'm gonna go with Water Palace because it's a good level to catch up on. There's a lot of water, so if you use any boost items in the water, you can catch up a little bit. It's good for like laser, drill, monster truck, boost whiz. So we're gonna be trying to stay in the back. And again, this is not the legend competition, but take this with the same concepts. We're gonna try to apply holding the A button so we don't get like a big boost. Hopefully we're in the last 4 spots. If you typically get like, I think like 8th through 5th or something like that, you get 10 rings. So you have to get more rings. And of course, when you do the whole A boosting, everybody behind you will pass you unless they're like intentionally bagging. But yes, we are in the bottom 4, which is really good. So we're gonna have 30 rings here, and we're gonna see what we can do to get 100 rings, get good items, and then catch up. So we're gonna go ahead and demonstrate that. We are on Metal Harbor, so not like, to me, not my favorite stage in the game. It's pretty like below average for me, but let's see what we can do here. So we're gonna go ahead and hold A here, get that maximum boost. And as you can tell, everybody's passing me, so nobody's behind me. And we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna break and get some rings here and let everybody have fun in front. So now we're gonna go ahead and try to get as many rings as we can. I know there's a 10 ringer here, so we're gonna go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna try to grab this ring and a capsule here, and then we're gonna go ahead and grab the rest of these rings here. Already at 86, this is really good. And we got the laser and boost whisk, which is typically what you'll get in these bottom spots here. And Metal Harbor doesn't really have any shortcuts here, so I'm gonna burn this wisp just because I am playing with level 4 charge. Ooh, that's not a great item, but we can still make this work. I was hoping to get like maybe a monster truck or a drill here, but it's fine. We can make this definitely work. Okay. Oh, also, the frenzies can also impact your builds too, because this frenzy is very broken for my build, so I'm going to be basically invincible. This is why I really like this build the most, because this frenzy just makes you just cheat, basically. But the worst frenzy you can get is the frenzy where you get that boost whisk, because it literally deletes all your items, and the only item you're going to have is the boost whisk. So it kind of can hurt you. And again, that's why I said a lot of times it's a racing game and there's a lot of random things that can happen to you. So just be careful that that can happen. It can make your race a little bit harder. But now we have really good items in front. I was hoping to have, you know, another like boost item or speed item, if you will. But this is fine. Now we're just gonna play really defensively. Hopefully we don't get destroyed by anything. I could use my lazy here, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna use it more as a defensive item. My man just spammed all his items on me for no reason. Ooh. Didn't take the best line there. I wanted to take the shortcut there, low-key. And that's going to be first place. So again, this is what strategy I was using to, and again, my lines wasn't clean at all. Like when I'm locked in, I'm a little bit cleaner with my lines, but as you guys can tell, and this room wasn't too crazy, right? There was no legend 1s or 2s or anything like that, but you get the drift. So this is the strategy I used to make sure that I got decent places. Sometimes you can have unlucky races, but you're still in the top like section unless you get really unlucky. But if you get like, I want to say 5th or above, that's the consistency you need to make sure that you gain a lot of points so you can make it to Emerald. But that's what I use to make it to Emerald. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hey, I'll catch you guys in future videos. Peace.